I'm going to willingly trigger my mom's concern for urine therapy and involve some of it at the dinner table. There is not a doubt in my mind that pee is cleaner than tap water.
They let them off the ship! They let them off the ship! They let them off the ship!
Does anyone else remember Rotten.com? Rotten.com was a shock site that was active from 1996 to 2012.
My name is Guido Reichstatter. I'm 45 years old. I'm a father. I have 2 children. I have a degree in math, bachelor's degree in math and physics. Now I'm on top of this bridge because the government of the United States is engaged in acts of math.
You know Lacey?
This happened in California a couple days ago, and a pilot happened to catch this UFO in 4K.
What's good with the collective? Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up, and summing up. If you new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. This is for entertainment purposes as well. When you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content. Tap in with this content. But I appreciate you if you're watching your TV, whatever the case is. I wish it was smooth 7. Might be a trigger warning or 2. I hope not. Hope y'all doing good today. If you're going through something tough, remember, bro, you got this shit. I be going through my days too. I just went through like a couple of them not too long ago. And I came here and went straight to work and got straight to it for y'all. But remember, you, man, brighter days is coming. You good. You good. I'm praying for you. But I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all know what it is. Let's get straight to the video, man. Let's go.
What's a conspiracy theory that you 1000% believe in?
Stanley Kubrick was taken out by an elitist because he revealed some of their ritualistic practices in his final film, Eyes Wide Shut, right before he died. Stanley Kubrick was probably the most famous and most respected filmmaker for 50 years. But, by all accounts, he was very socially awkward. So to think that he wasn't rubbing shoulders with some pretty powerful people, not out of the realm of possibility. It's also not far-fetched to think that he was seeing some pretty shady stuff at those parties. He felt pretty guilty about what he saw, and he put it in his last film. And word got out that some of those practices were shown, and And I think those same elitists have perpetuated the more popular conspiracy theory that he faked the moon landing as distraction away from this.
In Begonia, obviously. What's the craziest conspiracy theory that you've ever heard?
I just love that a lot of conspiracy theories end up being facts.
Do they end up being facts or no?
Where the baby? The baby gone? Damn, fool! Why the f you do that to the baby?
If they get out there, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. I'm gonna beat your ass, motherfucker. I'm glad I took him.
Man, bro.
Beat you, bitch. No, let him out. Let him out. Let him go. No, let him out.
Damn, his ass done. His ass done. His ass done. Get his ass. Get his ass. He did that to that baby. Get his ass. Hell yeah, get his ass. You drop your stuff, brother. Hell yeah, get his ass. They got his ass locked in there. He can't get out. That shit crazy. Yeah. Damn, man. Man, that shit crazy, man. That shit wild. That shit wild, man. That shit wild. Who is this nigga, man? Hey, who is this nigga, man?
heard me give a trigger warning. Because I was a little bit triggered with that one. I hope the baby cool, bro. I want to hear more about that. I'm going to go looking at that story. He bit the baby face, bro. They said the baby skin was on the man's teeth or something like that. I couldn't understand exactly what they was all... It was too much shit going on, but they called the National Guard up in there. Bro, tweaking. He tweaking, bro.
This disturbing movie was made so well that the producer was actually arrested upon its premiere. The film's producer and director Rogero Deodato had an idea to make a found footage film about an anthropologist who leads a rescue mission into the Amazon rainforest to find a missing American film crew. This film crew was there documenting indigenous tribes that practice. Well, the crew had mysteriously disappeared, and in their place, footage capturing their horrific deaths was left behind. But the extreme violence and gore shown in the movie prompted authorities to arrest Deodato in Italy shortly after the 1980 release of his movie. Not only was the film seized and subsequently banned in most countries around the world because authorities genuinely thought that they had stumbled upon a film, but Deodato was charged with. This seemed even more likely to be the case since the actors in the film were nowhere to be found. In order to prove his innocence, Deodato was forced to bring the actors into court, revealing that they were in fact still alive and well but had signed contracts agreeing to stay out of the public eye for a year to promote the found footage aspect of the film. And because the special effects were so good for that time, he and his camera crew were also forced to demonstrate how they accomplished such graphic scenes in court. Because they were able to do so, Deodato was cleared of the charge but was instead convicted of obscenity, and the film continued to be banned in several countries despite proving that it was all make-believe.
I remember that clip. I forgot about that. Y'all remember?
It's fake. The cruise ship is fake. It's fake. Think about it for a second. It's the year 2026 and only one person took out their cell phone to record that they want to go home. Where's everyone else?
I mean, I don't know. Y'all agree with him?
Scariest things ever caught on camera.
Get a tissue.
Don't yell like that. Look at me. First of all, don't raise your voice like that. Inappropriate. And see, now the ghost is very upset.
Damn. Seconds before that shit blew up. Can anybody explain to me how a mimic can even get in someone's home and that shit happens? Cause I've never asked that question, and I'm like really unaware of how that shit happens. How does this shit just pop up and then you hear it and then I don't get it. What happens if you open the door? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm curious. Like, I'm curious. I have a lot of questions about mimics. So just give a general description in the comments, please. Enlighten me. I'll be in the comments, so let me know.
You know Lacey? Stop!
We can't answer the door right now, but if you'd like to leave a message.
This guy's following me, Lacey. Who is he? I don't know. You've been following me since. JR!
Push, what up?
You've been following me since I've been calling you.
JR, call the police.
In December of 2022, a user named Harley Quinn posted a series of videos of her neighbor after her Ring doorbell caught them rolling what looks to be a body in a black plastic bag and a shovel. Now, after seeing this, she was justifiably freaked out, especially since it was 2:45 in the morning, And after posting this video online, it garnered over 32 million views, and many viewers insisted she call the police, but they were essentially no help and only seemed to make things worse, because in the following days, she would begin to get harassed by those very same neighbors.
See, I'm here. I'm here. I'm not rolled up in a plastic bag.
Yeah. I'm sure. That's a shame you don't have water.
Yes, it is.
And we are eating dinner right now, so if you could please stop knocking on the door.
I'm gonna have to call the police myself, and I'm gonna call my lawyer tomorrow. Because this is unnecessary.
Eventually, she was told that it was just a rug, but her viewers remained skeptical. One even states, "Did the cops confirm that it was just a rug?" No confirmation on what it was from law enforcement. However, he was arrested on an unrelated charge this week. However, in her final update, she states, "I'm alive, and I sincerely do think it was just a rug. I no longer feel safe leaving my own apartment because of the attention that all of this has brought on myself and my family. I can't say much at the moment other than everyone is okay. There could be legalities involved, so I can't give a true update. But let me know, what would you do in this situation?"
Rug my ass. Explain the shovel. Why y'all so weird? Why y'all so coming at me now off some weird shit? Like, I don't know. That shit weird. The clip before that, ladies, keep that mace, keep that taser, keep that bone crusher on you, keep that fire if you got it. And it's legal. For your protection. As you see, there are weirdos out here. Defend yourself, man. Don't let you see these weirdos be taking advantage. Make sure you're getting home safe. For entertainment purposes, what I'm saying ain't true.
This photo has a dark secret. Do you see the woman's face in the TV? So this photo was taken over 20 years ago by a woman named Stacy Alexander. On this day, she was playing with her son when she decided to take out her camera and take a photo of him. Before she even took the photo, she said that she felt a dark presence around her. She said that in the house, she always felt like someone was standing behind her or watching her. They were home alone when this photo was taken, and when she got it developed, she was horrified. Because who or what is that? This face was caught in the reflection of the TV. Someone else also pointed out that there seems to be like a shape of a body there. It is kind of hard to see, but there you go. Either way, I am getting very bad vibes from this photo. Yeah, I don't think I'm sleeping tonight.
They let them off the ship! 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 They let them off the shit, bitch! They let them bitches off the shit! Cause that bitch was on the ship crying? We're people, we're not stories. You're a bitch, you're on motherfucking story time. You just turned this to a fucking horror movie, bitch. Talk about we just wanna go home to our families. You won't have no fucking family, and neither will we. What the do you mean? They saying, what the you bitches let them off that shit. Cause that bitch put on the camera, got on social media, cried his eyes out. I don't give a that little bitch is mad. Sink that mother. Why the them bitches on US soil? Why the them bitches on soil? Them bitches should be on water. No land.
That's why I asked y'all this shit an experiment.
Satanic agenda.
Really think Madonna's appearance at the Met Gala was just a star-studded moment? Wake up. It wasn't fashion. It was a demonstration of power by a high priestess of the dark. That outfit isn't just fabric. It's a ritualistic vestment designed to channel ancestral energies before a global audience that, without knowing it, becomes part of the sacrifice. Look closely at the sect surrounding her. Those followers aren't there by chance. They are the guardians of her influence, part of an energy harvesting ritual where she acts as the magnet and the public as the fuel. The elite use this event to reaffirm their control, mocking the masses with satanic symbolism so blatant they don't even bother hiding it anymore. While everyone applauds, she strengthens her position, reminding her masters that their agenda is still in full effect. How long will we remain accomplices to this macabre theater, while they normalize their control right before our very eyes? Comment book to learn more about the Satanic agenda.
Look, I get these celebrities, politicians, all these people be doing some satanic weirdo shit, right? I get that. But don't forget that we got regular day people who doing the same shit. It just ain't seen or talked about or cared about because they don't have money. Or as much money as these celebrities or politicians or athletes, whatever you want to say. Musicians, whatever. That's all I'm saying. Don't get lost in the sauce and be tunnel vision looking at one set of people because they at a certain level and realize there's still other regular day people that you might be crossing shoulders with, shaking hands with, kicking it with, who do some of the most evil shit too. May not be doing rituals, but doing wrong to the world or wrong to people. Just saying, look, see the whole board. Don't just look where you want to look or where it's easy to look. Look where it's hard to look as well. Try to at least.
Guys, we officially have an update. The virus on the cruise ship just got confirmed to be the one strain that can spread person to person. And a passenger who left the ship early just tested positive in Switzerland. So the virus on that cruise ship is now officially confirmed to be the Andes strain of hantavirus, which is the only strain in history that has ever been able to spread between humans.
Hantavirus from the cruise ship, stricken with a deadly outbreak of the disease. And meanwhile, experts are confirming there have been cases of a rare strain on the ship that can be transmitted between humans.
And a passenger who got off the ship at a stop before anybody even knew about the outbreak just showed up to a hospital in Switzerland and tested positive. His wife is now in self-isolation and they are now tracing back every single person that this guy may have been in contact with. 3 more people were just airlifted off the ship today and are now being transferred to hospitals across Europe. The total number of cases is now officially at 8 and 149 people are still on board and have nowhere to go. In my update yesterday, Spain actually just told the Canary Islands to take the ship in, but the president of the Canary Islands just went public and said absolutely not, we do not know what we're dealing with. So the one place that was supposed to take the ship in just basically went back and said no too. I'm watching this entire story and I will obviously keep you updated, so make sure you add me now so you don't miss it.
Yes, will you please clean them?
Tonight, I am going to willingly trigger my mom's concern for urine therapy and involve some of it at the dinner table. There is not a doubt in my mind that pee is cleaner than tap water. Pee is cleaner than bottled water. I would never use tap water on anything. I wouldn't let it touch my food, so I would use my pee instead.
Do you guys need any help?
Oh, hell no. Bro, I know you lying.
Does anyone else remember Rotten.com? Rotten.com was a shock site that was active from 1996 to 2012. On the site, you could find anything from videos of real autopsies, crime scene photos, victims of natural disasters, and pretty much any other awful thing you could think of. The developers of this website rarely posted their own images or videos, and most of the content was actually shared by users of the site itself. And believe it or not, it was incredibly popular. When entering the site, you would see a very simple interface with a bunch of hyperlinks, some of which I had to blur out. The links never had any thumbnails next to them, and there were no hints about what you would see if a link was clicked. Most of the time, the only guess you would have about what the link would show show you once you opened it was a one-line description, often disturbingly trying to be humorous about the circumstances behind that image or video. For example, under the title Swan Dive, you would find images of the people jumping from the Twin Towers on 9/11, and Rotten.com was actually the first to publish those images. There was also an area of the website called Celebrity Morgue, where you could view reports and photos from famous people's autopsies. The craziest thing about this is that it was hosted on the surface web, meaning it was totally accessible for anyone to come across on a standard web browser. Throughout its existence, the owners of Rotten.com had faced legal pressure from families of the victims whose images were being shown without their authorization. And even though, from a legal standpoint, they had no grounds to shut the website down because of free speech laws, the developers did eventually take the website down after years of declining traffic to the site as social media was now on the rise.
My mom was on me so hard I used to have to sneak to watch that. Who else?
This is for entertainment purposes only. Don't take anything that I say for the truth. These are conspiracy theories. In 1962, we tried to punch a hole in the sky. We called it Operation Fishbowl. But what the history books hide is that we were warned 15 years earlier that if we touched the ceiling would hit us back. To understand the 1962, we have to go back to 1947 to a man called Admiral Richard E. Byrd. Byrd was not only an explorer, he was a witness. In 1947, during the flight over the ice, he didn't find more cold. He found an entrance. He described his plane being caught in an invisible grip and led him to a city of shimmering lights. There he met a being called the Master. The Master didn't speak with words. He spoke with resonance. He told Byrd that they had been watching us since we split the atom in 1945. He said we were playing with fire. His message was a final notice. Stop the atomic madness, or your civilization will face a dark age. Byrd flew home and rushed to the Pentagon. He told the leaders of our world that there were powers beyond the ice that we could blink out of our existence. Byrd flew home and he rushed to the Pentagon. He told the leaders of our world that there were powers beyond the ice that could blink us out of existence. They reacted by seizing his journals, put him under a permanent gag order, and spent the next decade spinning a web of lies. The politicians, the generals, they didn't want peace. They wanted the Master's power for themselves. They decided that instead of listening to the warning, they would test the fence. July 9, 1962, Operation Fishbowl. We strapped a nuclear hammer to a rocket and slammed into the ceiling at 250 miles up. We found out that in seconds, the sky didn't just absorb the hit. It discharged a massive wave of energy, traveled down the magnetic lines, and slammed into Hawaii. The streetlights blew out, telephone lines were dead, and the world's radio voice was silenced. But that wasn't all. The discharge fried 1/3 of every satellite in the sky. It was a system-wide warning. Enlil had just electrified the fence to show us who really owns the sky. After 1962, the management realized they couldn't hide the Master or the ceiling if people kept exploring. So Enlil made his final move. He forced the world's leaders to sign the Antarctic Treaty, and suddenly the entire bottom of our world forbidden. No one is allowed to explore it. No one can cross the ice wall. It became the only place on Earth where every nation and even enemies agreed to work together, because the ice is the grounding wire for the entire frequency fence. Enlil locked the door, pulled the curtain, and told the workforce the sky is empty and the ice is off limits. Enlil, he owns the map, but remember, he doesn't own your soul.
I told y'all they told us to stop doing that shit before I even heard this.
The director, Kubrick, he literally had the strangest death as well. His final movie, Eyes Wide Shut, which is a movie that's pretty much, his wife says something wild to him, which sends him down this journey of trying to like find himself or whatever throughout New York, and he stumbles across this party that he wasn't supposed to go to. He ends up seeing a party where the elites are all there, and apparently there's even a scene where this guy that Tom Cruise's character talks to, he said,
"Listen, Bill, I don't think you realize what kind of trouble you were in last night. Who do you think those people were? Those were not just ordinary people there. If I told you their names, I'm not going to tell you their names, but if I did, I don't think you'd sleep so well."
That scene was supposed to reference, because he gets in this room and it's a whole bunch of these masked figures, and there were so many shots and things that just made sense about the movie, what they're doing. For instance, Tom Cruise's character, his mask, you can really clearly see his eyes in there.
Yeah.
Everybody else's is
all dark.
It's all dark.
Wasn't there also like 30 or like 40 minutes of the movie that hasn't been seen by anybody because it got like cut out or something like that, right? Am I wrong? Or?
No, that's 100% facts.
Yeah.
It's some number like that. It's either like 30 or 40 minutes or something, but you're spot on, bro. Yes, that's another detail people thought was weird about this movie. Long story short, they're like doing rituals or whatever it's like an underground society, pretty much like real life. And right before he was supposed to drop the movie, Stanley Kubrick ends up
dying mysteriously in his house or whatever. I forgot what it was, bro. It was a heart attack or whatever. And then it makes you go, the government literally said, I think it was the CIA. They said they had a heart attack gun, Mike. Am I wrong? Yes or no?
The CIA came out with a heart attack gun, yes.
It's such an easy way to do it where they go, well, he was old.
He was an older guy.
And he got killed.
He was a famous Hollywood director.
Yeah.
Who knew what he was getting into, right?
And it's wild because he was trying to expose the elites. This movie is literally talking about these people, and just even the title, Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah.
That's why I said it's entertainment, bro. I don't want no smoke.
This hantavirus situation that's going on that cruise ship is more serious than people think. And it's starting to look a little similar to what happened in 2020. You have a ship filled with 149 people who could possibly be infected by the virus. Mind you, you had 3 people pass away. And one of those people that passed away, a 70-year-old Dutch man, was with his wife when he passed away. This man's wife took a flight from St. Helena to Johannesburg Airport. Mind you, this flight was a commercial flight. What does that mean? That means that this virus that's not usually airborne, which is airborne now, had a possibility of being contracted by more people that was on that commercial flight. Mind you, this woman was sick as well. Mind you, they did not tell this woman to leave. This lady left on her own to ride back with her husband's body. Now, if you remember, Cape Verde wasn't going to let this ship dock. So now this ship is going to the Canary Islands. And when it gets to the Canary Islands, they're supposed to clean the ship. I don't know if they're letting anybody off this ship, but Spain said it was okay for this ship to come to Canary Island. But I don't think y'all understand how serious this shit can get. They're saying that this virus has a 9-week quarantine period. And also, the mortality rate of this virus is 40%. That don't sound scary to you? The question we need to ask is, how did that virus mutate that way? Again, this shit is way more serious than they're saying it is. Pay attention.
That virus is about 2 weeks away from America because it has already left that boat. That virus has now left that boat. It's been left the boat, but now it's even more confirmed. Now, according to the World Health Organization, who you should be following, don't even ask questions, just follow them. They stated that the Swiss authorities have confirmed that the hantavirus or the Andes virus identified in a passenger from that cruise ship was identified, and he had actually submitted himself to the Swiss hospital. According to the World Health Organization, he had responded to an email from the ship's operator informing the passengers of the health event, and he presented himself to a hospital in Zurich, and he's receiving care. Now remember, there was about 150 people on this boat. We know of 3 people passing, 5 being hospitalized, and now this guy in Zurich. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm trying to tell the story without crying because we don't have the protections here in the US to protect against this, and it's on its way here. Now, shout out to Phil over on X because according to investigators in Cape Verde, I think that's how you pronounce it. I think I pronounced it Cape Verde, but it's Cape Verde. They stated that the individuals, Patient 0 and Patient 0.1, his wife, had caught the Andes virus from bird watching in Argentina. The fact that this virus has already left the boat, like, I can't even think straight. I'm so stressed out because I'm just like, it's already off the boat. It's already off. It was on a plane. It was on a plane, y'all. Now, the World Health Organization said they are launching that investigation because they have to contact every single person who was on that plane, the plane where patient 0.1, the wife of patient 0, had died. We have the same president since last time. Are y'all awake?
My name is Mario Reichstatter. I'm 45 years old. I'm a father of 2 children. I have a degree in math, bachelor's degree in math and physics. Now I'm on top of this bridge because the government of the United States is engaged in acts of mass, and I refuse to be complicit in that. I mean, it's an atrocity, right? I mean, I woke up on on February 28th, and I found that this school has been blown up. I think there are many millions of Americans who reject, who are in principle, but whose actions have not yet been sufficient to bring it to an end. I think it represents to me the depth of evil and the absolute unacceptability of the crimes that we're witnessing. That we would witness a civilization being destroyed. And it's abominable. It's our power and it's our responsibility to stop it.
Damn, I'm late to even seeing that. Bro playing life close.
Allegedly, Stevie Wonder
is not actually blind. And has been faking the entire time. I knew it!
Sounds absolutely absurd, but hear me out.
Whoa, okay.
So first instance, Stevie Wonder is in a crowd at a music award show. This woman's on stage performing, but she finishes her performance and she's like blowing kisses to Stevie Wonder. And he is blowing the kisses back to her. And it's like, how do you see someone blowing you kisses to her? You can blow them back.
Maybe he heard in the faint distance.
No way. All right. Two, Shaquille O'Neal, Shaq, the man, the myth, the legend.
Icy hot.
I literally love him. This is crazy. Okay. He once entered an elevator that Stevie Wonder was on. Gets in the elevator. Stevie Wonder goes, "What's up, Shaq?"
Maybe he just like felt the weight of the elevator depress so much. And he's like, that's either Shaq or Bigfoot. Probability wise.
Like, it's gotta be Shaq. Like, so he just goes, "What's up, Shaq?"
I'm trying to rationalize this. Also, is Stevie Wonder like fully legally blind where he has no vision, not just impaired vision?
Yeah. He's blind as shit.
He has no vision, like what I can see out of my elbow.
He's blind. And that's why he's so amazing, because he's on stage playing these songs completely by memory and is just, which is like insane.
The reason I bring it up is because Shaq is such a distinctively large human that I think if I really squint my eyes and I saw like a large mass,
I feel you.
I could put together if it was Shaq or not. I'm not convinced yet. Give me number 3.
Liv's still not convinced. Okay, this is number 3. This is crazy. There's a group of people performing on stage. Paul McCartney is singing and he walks by the line of singers with rods of microphones. Stands.
Rods?
I don't know. As Paul McCartney walks by Stevie Wonder singing, there's a microphone next to him. Okay, a microphone stand next to him. That microphone stand, tips over as Paul McCartney turns the corner, so Paul McCartney doesn't realize he tipped over the microphone stand. Guess whose hand reached out and just grabbed the stand out of thin air, midair.
What are we gonna have to do, guys? Say it with me. We're gonna roll the clip.
This occurrence is what makes a lot of celebrities say that was weird.
The fact that Stevie Wonder has been around for so long and has been blind for so long, and we're like talking about this is crazy.
It's crazy.
Yo, take a look at this. Have you guys seen this photo? This person right here is a former president. This person right here, his name is mentioned on the list. If you guys know what I mean, you guys need to do some more research. Take a look at that face. You guys know who that is. Don't deny it. Quit lying to yourselves. Time to wake up, my friends.
I won't say nothing.
The movie Juwanna Man was about a male basketball player who entered into the WNBA as a female. And here we are 20 years later talking about, we're going to save that for later. It's called predictive programming. When you see something that happened back then that is currently happening now, that means they planned it in advance and years ahead of its time. Right? It ain't by no coincidence. And to prove it's not a coincidence, we're going to get into this gematria. Remember, I will teach you. Brittany equals 42 and Juwanna equals 42. So the man who played Juwanna Man in the movie, his name was Jamal Jeffries. Jeffries equals 42 and Man, Juwanna Man. Man equals 42. Yesterday, on December 8th, Brittany Griner was released from the Russian prison. If you add up the 12 plus the 8 plus the 22, it's going to equal 42. Ladies and gentlemen, we call that date numerology. So how do we know that this whole story is BS and manufactured? When she was arrested, it was on February 17th of this year. They let her out on Thursday, December 8th. That is a total of 42 weeks on the nose. So in proving that Brittany Griner and Joanna Man are basically one and the same, Brittany Griner equals 79 and a reverse full reduction. 79 is the 22nd.
Damn, I wanted to hear him go more. What's y'all thoughts?
Have you heard the crazy conspiracy theory that celebrities get mentally frozen at the age that they got famous? These examples will explain a lot. Taylor Swift has confirmed that she is a victim of this conspiracy theory.
You know, there's this thing people say about celebrities that they're frozen at the age they got famous, and that's kind of what happened to me.
Her pathological people-pleasing is definitely a quality of an agreeable, shy teenage girl. The arrested development of celebrities may offer an explanation as to why Leonardo DiCaprio only goes for women under 25. As he got worldwide famous in 1996 when he was 22. His type back then was ingenue, stereotypical supermodels who were his age, and they grew out of that, but he never did. Don't turn 25, baby, you're too sexy. An extreme example could be Michael Jackson, who got famous when he started performing at the age 5. And without getting into the dark side to respect everyone involved, he did admit he bought the Neverland Ranch to be a sanctuary for kids to have a perfect childhood experience that he never got to have because of fame. And maybe he saw himself in those kids. I think there's more to the eternally 12 birthday cake Mariah Carey always has. Selena Gomez got worldwide famous when she was a preteen. Maybe that could explain why she's addicted to middle school drama. Before I tell you the craziest example, for a deeper dive in this theory with these examples and more examples, go check out the video version on YouTube and the audio version for my podcast. The craziest example of this that got me really thinking about this week is when Miranda Cosgrove said she has never drinking before because she's never had a reason to. What a strange thing to say. And she doesn't smoke and will only swear a little bit, but she thinks it's like endearing, like when it's funny when a little kid swears and everyone laughs. And then I got to thinking, oh my god, she's frozen at 5 years old, Drake and Josh. She's frozen at Megan.
These are people we think highly of, but if you knew the truth about them, you actually probably would not like them at all, or at least you would like them a whole lot less than you do now. First on the list is Dr. Seuss, the author of all of those wonderful children's books. Now, his name was Theodore in real life, and he was a horrible human being towards the end of his life. He'd been married to a woman for 40 years, and she developed cancer, and it made her bedridden. She couldn't get up. So he just started having an affair. Instead of taking care of her or being by her side or, really being, stepping up as a man and taking care of his 40-year-long married wife, he just decides to cheat on her, this real young woman. It bothered her so bad that she actually took her own life. And in her note, she wrote to the family, please don't tell everybody this is the reason why I'm doing this, but this is the reason why I'm doing this. I don't want people to know because our family legacy lives on in these books, and it's what's going to take care of our children and our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren. So please don't tell people until, all of us are passed away. So now it's public knowledge. So it's just mind-blowing. Number 2, I know I can feel the heat coming a little bit because everybody loves Paul Walker in the Fast and the Furious series. Everybody loves him. We're family. Paul Walker was he was a known certified. The only reason why he didn't go to prison or anything is because the families didn't complain. When he was 26, 27 years old, he was dating a 15-year-old girl. They were photographed together. He took her to Spain. He took her to Italy. They went around the world. This isn't even a myth or conspiracy. It was very open. Her family, though, was very pro for this relationship. Okay? Weird. He continues this trend. It wasn't a one-off thing. When he was 33 at the time of his, early death, he was dating a woman that was 23, but their relationship started when she was 16 and he was late 20s or whatever. And it was also very publicized. He had dated her for years. She took care of his daughter when she was 16 years old. She took care of his young daughter. And everybody was just yeah, it's okay. Because nobody was complaining. No one was upset about it. No one was making a fuss about it. And I'm sure the families are being paid really, really well. I mean, whatever. I could not go along with that. I could not even fathom being associated with that or part of it. But yeah, the girlfriend at the time of his death was his girlfriend for the past 4 or 5 years or whatever. 16 years old and they started that. He would pick her up from high school. It's weird. And the next one I'm almost even scared to say because the people who like this guy, they never want to hear a bad thing about him. They won't even let you talk. They're just plugging their ears. And as soon as I say their name, they're going to plug their ears and then give me hate comments in the comment section. What have you. It's not my opinion. I'm just stating some facts. It's American Sniper Chris Kyle. Okay. There's a lot of controversy and a lot of like conspiracies about the way he passed away and the timing that he passed away, because as you all know, the very next year that he passed away, American Sniper was released. He passed away before it was released. He already had all the writing and all the deals and everything, all that stuff. But he was committing stolen valor. And I know people get upset when they hear stolen valor. Oh, he was in the military. Oh. He was. He lied about a lot of things that he did, though. Okay? Not trying to take away what he did. He did a lot of great stuff. He did charities for people that had passed away in the Army. He did a lot of cool stuff. A lot of people, the conspiracy is that he did an Aaron Hernandez situation in order for his family to keep the money. Their net worth, they were only going to see roughly $6 million is what they were going to earn from the book deal, the movie and all that stuff. And it was all getting threatened to be taken away. There was actually a lawsuit that was active at the time that he did pass away. That would have wiped them. They would have lost all the book deals. They'd have lost the movie earnings. They'd have lost it all and been ordered to pay like $2 million, all this stuff, because he made up some stories and put it in their book. And stolen valor is you can't make up anything in the name of military service or military accolades and claim it to be true in order for a financial gain. He did a lot of amazing things, not taking those away. He added some extraordinary things in there too that just weren't true. For example, he only had 1 silver star instead of 2. He only had 3 bronze stars instead of 5. So he gave himself 3 extra stars. He said that he was part of certain operations and things that he wasn't a part of. Okay. Or at least there's no proof that he was a part of them. So if he was really a part of them, then he broke another law where he talked about classified information. Okay. So which way or the other, they're like, you can't talk about this, or you didn't do that. It's one of the two. Okay. So a lot of people said that he did that at that time so his family would get to keep everything. Because if he doesn't get to tell his side of the story in court, they can't overturn the money because, it's there's no court to be had because one party is missing, essentially. Just like Aaron Hernandez's master plan was whenever that happened, that big debacle. His wife's estimated net worth still today is about $4 million. She's very successful in her own right, but a lot of that would have been the whole Chris Kyle estate was going to get taken away, in order to pay back money that they couldn't have paid back.
You know that if you're freezing to death, something that can happen to you is paradoxal undressing. It's where you remove all of your clothes because you think that you're actually burning to death, even though you're not. That's why a lot of frozen bodies are found naked, because these people believed in their final moments of freezing to death that they were like on fire. There's also something called the terminal burrowing effect, where these people, after like removing all of their clothes because they believe that they're burning alive, try to burrow into a hole like a hibernating animal. Imagine your animalistic side when you're freezing to death becoming so like chaotic that you're ripping your clothes off and trying to burrow into snow. At that point, nothing is really getting through to you. At that point, there's no exact logic left. Your brainstem is acting on pure survival instinct, and that same survival instinct is slowly killing you with hypothermia. In fact, these cases are so bizarre, happening in around 25 to 50% of all victims of hypothermia, that they're often mistaken by like first responders as assault crime scenes, because your clothes are taken off and ripped and like pushed in various places, and your body looks as if it's almost hidden. Anyways, that's what I learned today at the end.
So they thought it was 150 people on that boat. Come to find out, 23 people abandoned ship back on April 23rd. 7 of those people was from the United States. I ain't trying to make you blow a head gasket, but this is what we looking at. The 23 people that decided to abandon ship, one of them was sick already. He claimed that the travelers didn't know that they was exposed to a deadly virus, as they decided to abandon ship in St. Helena, a tiny island in the South Atlantic. Now they're saying that this virus can lie dormant for up to 8 weeks. Now Argentina investigators believe they found a couple that is responsible for bringing the virus. But sad to say, the husband and wife are now dead. For those 7 Americans that came back to the United States, they are all in different corners. And unfortunately, we don't know where they at. But the World Health Organization tried to ease people's minds by telling them that this is nowhere near how COVID was. It's nearly not as contagious. If people dying from it, it's contagious. Count me out.
Why we ain't talking about the symptoms? Why we ain't talking about what to look for if you do have that shit? Why we ain't talking about that? Why is that not? I know why.
Y'all, Spirit Airlines shutting down is not about people not traveling. Spirit Airlines shutting down is about people not ascending. And I know that may sound crazy to you, but all I need for you to do is just follow me. Now, a lot of people are not huge believers of what happened in the physical is also the same thing that's happening in the spiritual, right? Is above, so below. So trust me when I tell you that there is no coincidence that this airline was shut down on the 3rd day of the month after being in business for 33 years, okay? 333. And it is also not a coincidence that when you are on a plane, you are not considered a customer. You are not considered a person. You are considered a soul. Right now, the collective consciousness is elevating and ascending at an astronomical level. And this is something that they cannot control because it puts them in a position where they are no longer able to control the narrative. So them shutting down Spirit Airlines in the physical is them shutting down your spirit in the spiritual, as above, so below. And a lot of people, like I said before, may not believe this, but everything is spiritual. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end this video because I know I probably already sound crazy to y'all on Beyonce's internet, but stay woke.
So Spirit keeps talking to me about the concept of morality and how the conscious mind is neutral until we start applying meaning to it. And I can't help but to feel that the idea and concept of morality was sold to us so that we would not fight back, so that they could make us docile and complicit. And so they told us that we've been nothing more than slaves without telling us that 240,000 years we were free. Because if we knew that we were free for 240,000 years, we wouldn't have accepted our circumstances. Not to say that all of us did, because a lot of us didn't. So let's say hypothetically that a massive water ritual was done. And water is memory. And if we're talking about the ocean or our external waters, it's collective memory. So let's just say hypothetically, all of Black nobility got on this ship, massive ship. And the person who owned the ship right before it took off got sick, got off the ship. The ship sails off and then the ship never comes back because it hits a quote unquote iceberg and splits in half. Now, the only 3 people who were opposing this global takeover that the person who owned the boat was a part of was on the boat. And so they died. And a couple days later, behind closed doors, illegally, they signed something into law so that they could take over the money because they understood whoever had the money had the power. And now that all the Black nobility just died in this massive water ritual, they can use their laws and their doctrines to come in and take their land, specifically the Abandoned Shipwreck Act. Now, what does the Abandoned Shipwreck Act say? It said that if you are dead or lost at sea, the state can come in and claim title to your lands, to your properties, and they're just holding it for you until you come forth and claim your property. And water rituals aren't foreign to these people if you think about Whitney Houston, Bobby Christina, Malcolm Jamal Warner, Naya Rivera, Otis Redding. But I digress. And so their doctrines and laws allowed them to come in and claim your property because you're dead and lost at sea until you come forward and say that you are alive. And they put on your clothes and they repurposed your history to make it seem like it's always been them. And then they told you were unworthy, gave you a book on morality while they made it legal for them to unalive you through their organized gang that are protected by the laws and doctrines that they're making. Because after the water ritual, they're doing a mimic ritual. And so now you don't know what's true. And then they infiltrate spaces where they know you'll gravitate because of your connection to earth, because of your connection to life force energy, because of your connection to creativity. And they distorted those areas so that you got to come through them. They know that when you sing, light codes come out of your voice that can activate awakenings in other people. So they got to turn the music to a specific frequency so that you can't activate remembrance in other people. They own all your sports teams so that you entertain them, so that you make them more money. Because again, these people think money equals control. They make all these corporations and make you think efficiency and convenience is the way to go so they can control what goes in your body. Because if you're not in your body, then something else can be. And then they don't actually teach you about yourself as energy so that they can use these frequency weapons against you. And now that you're starting to wake up, they're panicking. They're going after these stargates, specifically one stargate that is awakening right now that will activate the divine feminine energy. Do you know what the divine feminine energy rules, embodiment. So you would be back in your body, back feeling, and that's dangerous because whether you know it or not, you can feel the truth in your bones when it is being spoken. So the lie, the illusion goes away. It also has to deal with water. So whatever spell was done using a water ritual, the illusion goes away. It also, since we're talking water, we're talking memory. It activates the memories that were blocked in the ritual. Now, in addition to that, water and the divine feminine represent the subconscious mind, what is hidden. Now, what happens when you go through a traumatic event? Your brain does this thing where it tries to protect you, and so it blocks the memory. And if you put a little oomph behind that, what do we think will happen? I don't know. This is just all hypothetical. But what if?
On the dark web, there's a Mexican site so disturbing people say even the cartel fear. They call it El Ritual MX. And if you ever find it, don't click enter. It looks harmless at first, just a black page and some words that say welcome to the ritual. Bienvenidos al ritual. Once you click on it, you realize that the stream has started. However, you're not just watching the stream, you're part of it. The camera is shaky and grainy, deep into the Mexican desert. You see people in hoodies, holding candles and chanting something disturbing. They seem to be burning something in a circle. At first, it's just animals, chickens, goats, and a bunch of other stuff. Then the chanting gets louder and you start hearing screams, human screams. The stream never shows their faces, but the screams and sounds stay with you. Some say that if you leave before the ritual ends, you'll be fine. But if you say, a disturbing apparition will appear with you. So would you enter this website? Just 10 years old when she fell in love with a zombie doll. A lifeless doll named Kelly that was made out of latex. A Halloween prop bought online. Felicity says she felt a soul trapped in there. And at just 16 years old, she married Kelly and had a spiritual ceremony. She claimed they shared a bond stronger than human love. They even had 6 zombie children. Yes, 6 zombie children. She claims that they're alive with tantrums and have their own personalities, and that they fight telepathically. She says she sees herself in their disfigured faces, like if it was some sort of trauma, like a reflection from her past. Her words were, "They've never judged me like people do." She even has a book about this, a twisted fantasy about blood, change, and something she became. So the next time you hear a doll whisper or you see something move, ask yourself, is it real? Is it just plastic or something waiting to be loved?
I'm trying to be respectful, but she need to seek some damn help, bro.
This is Gravity Hill, where people claim unseen forces push your car up a hill. Let's talk about it. There's numerous versions of this story and why there's supposedly unseen forces, so I'm not going to cover all the stories. What matters is that people swear by it, that if you come here, put your car in neutral, it will go up the hill by itself. I personally doubted this and publicly stated that, and then I got flooded with videos of people showing me their cars being pushed up the hill, but there's no one there. What do you think the real reason behind this phenomena is? Is it supernatural? Is it something explainable? Let me know in the comments. Peace.
Okay, we're in Burkittsville. We have been on this road a few times now, just trying to figure it out. Gravity pulls you, and the legend says that it's the soldiers trying to push tanks up and down the hill. So, we're coming up the hill right now. You all can see. Right here is the crest, and if you can see, we are going downhill. Yes. We are going to stop at the very bottom of the hill, and it actually pulls your car backwards. It is crazy. Right here, show me stopping. Okay. Here, he is going to stop. Okay.
Neutral.
Puts it in neutral.
We're off gas.
Off the gas.
Watch it pull us backwards. Uphill.
We are going backwards. Uphill. Like,
fast. 5 miles an hour.
Yeah, we're going 5 miles an hour. This
push, soldiers, push!
is crazy. Because we are just on a
Look
flat
at that.
road.
I'm going 7 miles per hour.
This
backwards.
is ridiculous. So
Up
now,
the hill, there's a cop.
Oh, here comes car.
That's crazy. Cop will be coming right then, huh?
I'm not going 30 miles an hour.
I don't need no bitch. You get in front of me. Get away.
And so now you're going to call her a bitch?
Walk away.
No, you yelling at somebody to slow the down. If you're a police officer, then do it the respectful way.
Why we shoot you, mother?
This is why we shoot you, mother. Okay, bet. Oh, it's bad now. What to do? What? Legally, bitch. I got that shit legally, nigga.
Okay.
The fuck you think because you bald and you a skinhead, nigga, you can talk to me however you want?
Come on.
The
You got your helmet in?
No. Hey, buddy.
He ain't gonna shoot me if he had his gun.
No. Hey, look at me.
That happened out in Roseville. Like, bro, I don't... Collective, what would y'all do if somebody said that to me? Spam it up and let me know. I be out in that Roseville area a lot. So if I'm out there and they doing that type of shit, I know how I look. I know how I look, bro. And my appearance might be completely different than how I might speak or like interact. But what would y'all do if that was me in that position? Would y'all feel away? Especially if y'all know who I am and we've built like a relationship. We built something here. So y'all get to see me on a regular. Y'all know who I am. How would y'all feel if somebody said that to me? Well, just know that's how it is out here sometimes. And I don't know if y'all know, but in Placerville, we got a place called Hangtown. Go figure. They got a whole logo for this. The noose is the logo. They got a club that bro, they don't. If y'all want to take that rabbit hole, we'll take that rabbit hole. I don't go out there, but this is a real thing, bro. Like, some people say that shit don't exist. Well, where I'm from, that shit exists. It's ignorance. I feel like it's a mental illness. And it's ignorance because you don't understand something. Or so you mad about it. I don't understand it, but this shit is real. And it goes all many different ways. It's not just what we just saw. It goes different ways. It could be two completely different nationalities. This shit exists still. What's y'all thoughts, man? What's y'all thoughts? Because this can happen to me as I'm in the Roseville area a lot. So that can happen to me any day. How would y'all feel if it did happen to me? You know, if you don't care if it happened to him, but, you know, would it affect you if it was me? Just saying.
Bitch, so apparently, allegedly, okay, Get Out is about Keegan's wife, okay? So as y'all know, Key and Peele has been a dynamic duo since the early 2010s, right? Okay, and then eventually we stopped seeing them making projects together. The only one that makes projects still that we see is Jordan Peele, okay? So this lady named Akilah Hughes decided to go onto her TikTok and post this video about the two. And she stated at the bottom, it says, if I'm going to tell it, then I got to tell it all. So allegedly, Akilah was supposed to work with Jordan and Keegan on a project together that was going to be through Disney. Everything was fine until Keegan's wife literally made herself involved in the project, as well as making herself executive producer. In the midst of all the drama of the project being made, Jordan's wife had reached out to Akilah to let her know about Keegan's wife and was like, bitch, I wish somebody told me, okay, because this bitch is crazy. She had told Akilah that Keegan's wife is giving Phil Hartman wife's vibes, okay? Now, if you guys don't know who Phil Hartman is, he is a wonderful, wonderful comedian that could have went a long run, but unfortunately, his wife shot him 3 times when he was sleeping and unalived him, and then eventually unalived herself in the bathroom. So when she said that Keegan Key's wife is giving that type of vibe, that's what she meant. She meant that Keegan's wife will be the demise of him. So eventually, because the project was being done through Disney, Disney was getting very, very tired of Keegan's wife and all of her demands and critiques and stuff like that, and basically bought them out of the project. They told Akilah, hey, you want to keep going with this project? You're going to have to rewrite everything because we don't want anything indicating that it was still the same as, you know, the last project that we just ended with them. But she stated by the time that she started writing again, it was during that time, during the writer's block, which basically null and voided the whole project. They eventually just canceled all the shows that they were making because of the writer's strike. But for Jordan's wife to reach out to Akilah and warn her that this bitch is crazy. And back in 2017, Jordan himself stated that this was a documentary. We just didn't know the documentary was about his best friend and his best friend's wife. Make sure you guys follow, like, and comment down below your thoughts in regards to the situation. I'll keep you guys posted on any trending topic on this page, as well as any other platform I talk about trending topics on. But yeah, bitch, the tea is hot, baby.
Is that a reach or y'all with it?
Oh my god, I want to barf so bad. I just cut into an onion and look at the shit. Oh my god.
And if you guys want to go back, here you go.
What in the actual... Like, this is the bag of onions. I just got this from Walmart, like a grocery delivery a few days ago. Like, they look alright, you know? What? Ew.
What? How's Walmart even still open, bro? That shit should be illegal. Down there made my stomach hurt.
This happened in California a couple days ago, and a pilot happened to catch this UFO in 4K, but on frontal grave, shit is crazy.
Somebody gonna yell AI, where it's at, so I can laugh.
We all know reptilians are controlling the world, but now what's the solution? Now we're about to dive deep. So it said that bells were removed all over the world because the frequencies they emitted interfered with vibrational patterns or frequencies that reptilian shapeshifters relied upon to disguise themselves as humans. People, you see, reptilians use a certain frequency to hide from us, and we can't see past the light, the vibration of the light. We only see 10% of what's going on. There's like a whole shit ton of shit going on that we can't see with our plain eyesight. The bells release a certain sound that doesn't allow them to stay in their shape. Literally, bells were everywhere all over the world, and not just regular bells, huge ones, certain type of metal, like it let off a certain sound that literally could heal your body and heal the planet. Again, thousands of these bells were removed from Europe. Why? They also showed us in movies.
If you're alone right now and it's dark, I'd rather you not listen to this story because this story is one of the most disturbing stories you're about to hear. A woman said that when her son was little, he would cry every night. He would tell her that supposedly there was a boy under his bed copying everything that he did. He claimed that if he blinked, he blinked. If he smiled, he smiled. If he spoke, he spoke. She was super confused with everything, so one day she decided to check under the bed. However, nothing was there. Since there was nothing in the bed, she laughed, she tucked him in and went to bed, and around 2 in the morning, she claimed that he came screaming to her room, saying that whoever was living under his bed touched his hand. She then turned on all the lights and checked underneath the bed. Still nothing. However, she did notice there was some scratches that were marked. The boy was super traumatized. He kept repeating, "It touched my hand, it touched my hand," and for like about 3 weeks, he slept with his mom. The creepiest part is that years later, after they moved out, the family that was supposed to move in or that moved in their house contacted the family, contacted her, and said, "When your boy was little, did he say that there was a boy living under his bed?" And honestly, this story is super freaking scary.
Oh, I want to hear more, bro. If my child says if they see some shit in their room, come sleep with me. We gonna pray. We gonna pray. We gonna handle that. But come sleep with me. I don't want you feeling like that, cause I felt like that, and sometimes my mom didn't believe me, and she kicked my ass back out to the room and was like, "Nope, go to your room. Stop being scary. You a boy. Be tough. Stop being soft." And then if I was soft, she'd yell some more. If I kept going, she'd be ready to get on my ass. So I had to be tough and take that shit. But my child, I don't want him to have to feel like that. Sometimes, but no, not like that though. There's other ways I'm gonna make them go stand up for themselves. But right, and then times like that, and they can't see some shit and it's out of place and they can't explain it, but they explaining it, and it's crazy and way out there. Nah, come be with me.
And they only get up at 33. No. Okay. You gotta understand general history. This earth plane that we live on, change is supreme. Whether it's change of acceleration or degeneration. What we don't understand is we think that we were in Africa or we were indigenous people for about 2 years and then we failed. We ruled for millions of years. We didn't fall. We deteriorated as an intermission. Ain't nobody tricked nothing. You see what I'm saying? Nobody didn't topple us from the throne. When the European came into existence, we were already in our senile period. That's right. You see what I'm saying? Everything down here has to have a series of a cycle of deterioration, regeneration. That's the earth plane. And humans do the same thing. Based on the cycle of the sun and the cycle of the cosmos, and for ruling for millions of years. Ruling for millions of years. We didn't fall. It deteriorated. You just got to know history, because most of us still get our history from a biblical history of 3,000 years. We got goddamn pottery older than 3,000 years. You see?
I know y'all hate this part of the video, but y'all know we made it to the end of this, and if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. This is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I appreciate you if you're watching ETV, whatever the case is. I wish it was smooth 7, but I appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all, Collective. Till I see y'all in the next one. Don't forget to hype up the video. But y'all know what it is. We gone.
Ay, yeah, I just check my account. Sheesh, at the amount. You probably know.